Played a Mark, a Brody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So interesting picks coming in from Aura Fire. Maybe they are going for a different look going against Geek Fam. So Geek Fam, understanding the composition coming from Aura Fire is already that. How will they respond here? Because they do need a gold laner, and yes, it is still
Beatrix.
going to be the Beatrix. So even though you had doubts about Beatrix's longevity in towards the game, they still want to go for that. And I think they do need that presence, although I know how vulnerable she is.
Well, so there's a lot of crowd control on their side now. They can use this utility from the Yeef and the Cho as a peel tool. But right now for Aura, despite all the bans towards the jungle, they're still able to get a Paquito. And it's still a good pick because, again, it's a Paquito against a Hayabusa. And fighters against assassins, they do have the innate advantage. So Aura here, honestly, in my opinion, their composition looks a lot more solid than Geek Fam, man.
Well, it's just time to take a look at the execution because honestly, I completely agree with you, Arashi. I feel like Aura Fire, they have the more, well-rounded draft, a very, very normal type of draft when we're talking about Aura Fire. This is very standard.
Exactly.
But yeah, I feel like they will be able to get the job done. Aura Fire, even when they go for like the Esmeralda and this Brody, I feel like they still have the edge in the early game compared to Geek Fam, with that Uranus going to be completely destroyed in that early stage. But it's time to just dive into the portal. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the first match of Week 4, Aura Fire and Geek Fam. Will Geek Fam be able to pop that balloon and finally get their victory? Rupture already playing very aggressively into High. It's High on the Esmeralda! What? What is going on? And he's flinging the Demon Slayer. You said Uranus. You said Minotaur. You didn't say Esmeralda.
Esmeralda was not mentioned in that interview, Miracle, so I'm as surprised as you are.
Oh my. Okay, Arashi, I really want to know. How does the Esmeralda perform in the jungle? I'm just speechless right now.
Well, in theory, the clear is okay. There's a bit more sustain, so it is possible. The ganks after level 4 with the Falling Star Moon could be okay as well, and it's still essentially a fighter against an assassin. So it can still fit in the same way a Paquito does, but it really needs a bit more time to get going. And with how aggressive Geek Fam seems to be wanting to play, maybe they can take advantage of this. But again, just as we were saying that Aura is picking a normal draft.
Exactly.
Yeah, never mind.
My God.
Yeah. What the heck? Remember when we said, yeah, this is a conventional draft, but High jumping in onto Ren V, this is exactly what I said. The early game pressure for the side of Aura Fire, it can be insane, but Ren V is actually jiggling really well. Fluffy, though, picks up the kill, will be traded in the end, but High picks up a lot of that turret gold. First blood and some turret gold for the side of Aura Fire, but Esmeralda has had a pretty big impact on the map, even more so than Julian, who is on the Hayabusa, but it can be contributed because of that Demon Slayer, giving him so much more clear potential.
What I noticed about High is that he cannot be compared to junglers like Fursic, like Albert, I feel like High is more of a utility type of jungle
High is
compared.
High.
Yeah, it's like you can't compare it because I think they are a different kind of jungle that we can elaborate later, but I feel that because of Aura Fire's setup, they will be able to take this turtle rather easily and actually have the dominance. And this is going to be very important here, Mirko.
Yeah, High even jumping in with the Falling Star Moon. They might even contest for this purple buff. Julian, actually, without the purple buff here, he's gonna get zoned away. High already popping it in. Doesn't have the retribution, so it might just be resetted, buying a little bit more time for their team. But again, Aura Fire somehow, with this weird draft, they've been able to get more pressure. Rupture isn't level 4. He doesn't have the Way of the Dragon. They don't have any kill pressure towards High. He's so tanky. Plus, look at his sustainability coming in from Godiva and Facehugger. There you go. He played that perfectly. He didn't have the retribution because of the turtle. He played it. He went for the resets, and he went on it again. And guess what? Geek Fam were baited. Julian, he waited the entire time. He thought that he'd have the, the aggressive movement, and he'd have the retribution ready. But no, perfectly timed for the side of Aura.
And that'll be a huge problem for Geek Fam for sure. Julian, as we were mentioning, has a lot to prove because he hasn't been playing, he doesn't have the chance to actually show off a lot of his skill and experience in the game so far in this in the tournament, right, in MPL. So, I don't know, that's a great move from the side of Aura to try and shut him down in the early game. And I think the issue is that Geek Fam really lacks some kind of kill threat right now because, as we mentioned, utility and all that stuff is there, but it wouldn't have enough damage though.
There you go, Godiva goes in and Aura just keeps on going. 2 kills for the price of none. High jumping in under the turret as Vince tries to zone him away, but man, This is dominant. Renvi goes for the cut in the bottom side, but Godiva goes in once again. He connects onto Julian. He pops the bouncing ball, placing Julian in a very tough spot, and High is 2 levels above of Julian. They're going to be able to control that top side, and there you go. Turret gold fully going to the pockets of Kabuki.
I did find the Hayabusa pick into the Kufra a bit interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe Julian had the confidence prior, but they didn't understand how much of an impact Godiva can have on this Kufra. Kufra is still one of the main signature picks for Godiva as of right now, as we can already see here Fluffy showing his dominance once again towards the jungle position, and another turtle has been taken away from Geek Fam.
Godiva stepping into the jungle, like it doesn't even matter. The disrespect coming in. High misses the falling star moon. Julian might be able to go for this right now. The shadow kill will be popped. Facehugger popping in that dark black shoes, but High will be kicked back. But a lot of damage coming in from Godiva. He goes in for time range one, flickers forward, but he doesn't get the kill. It's gonna be Renvi picking it up. Aura Fire now on the chase for Renvi. He's still able to buy so much time with the consecration, and there you go, a 1-for-0 for the side of Geek Fam. They've been able to outplay Aura Fire in that fight.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, because again, Geek Fam, their issue right now is they lack burst damage, so they can't really pick off any of the members of Aura Fire. But if Godiva or High just missteps and goes in 1v4 like that, Geek Fam has more than enough DPS, right, in the Hayabusa, in Beatrix, as well as the Uranus to actually make, that damage count after some time. So Renvi right now doing pretty okay, showing again why he is one of the more experienced members, but Aura goes on and instantly starts pressuring them yet again.
I mean, right now, Aura Fire is sitting at a 4,000 gold lead here in the 5th minute. You can already see, like, Aura Fire, they're picking up their own tempo, they're setting their own pattern, and Geek Fam, they don't have any other choice but to respond. It's very difficult for them to initiate with the composition that they have. I guess they do have the Cho as well as the Hayabusa, but for now, it doesn't seem like they do have much of an impact in towards this game.
Yeah, so far it seems like Aura Fire, they've been the one on the proactive side, you know? Geek Fam, they've just been responding to plays. Yes, they were able to get a favorable trade, but look at the gold lead. 4,000 to the hands of Aura Fire, 2 turtles, and Rupture. Actually, now with the conceal, might be able to go for a pick onto Godiva as he's going to be kicked back to the team, away the dragon as well. But he actually outplays there with the Terror's Revenge. No damage to follow it up, but they bought so much time. Look at the top side, it's High and Fluffy picking up the scraps. Tier 2 turret going to be taken down as Kabuki in the bottom side in a 1v3 with the help of Facehugger. Yeah, they're going to be able to clear this for sure. Facehugger goes for the clear, still has the black shoes as well. Geek Fam doesn't have any kill pressure, and there you have it. They pick up a kill onto the roamer, traded for the tier 2 turret Aura Fire. This is the level of play that we've come to expect from them. But even Fluffy doesn't want to stop. In this position where Geek Fam have the upper edge in the bottom side, he still goes in.
Man, I mean, Aura Fire, they're really playing the macro really well. They're splitting the map. They understand where they need to pressure and how to prevent Geek Fam from winning any trades. And that's exactly what happened. And when it comes down to it, Geek Fam actually did a waste of trades. But, oh, something might be happening here.
Oh, Rupture goes in, and there you go. Nibiru's Passion going to be able to pick up that kill, but Aura Fire are looking for something here. Maybe possibly a trade, as Fluffy as well has rotated to the bottom side. Remember, this is a 3v3 with the Eve. With Vince coming in, it might be a 3v4. Renvi opening up the map, pops the consecration, and it's going to be Geek Fam just backing up. A 3.7k gold lead still for the Dragons.
Although it looks like that Aura Fire has some more control right now in the early game, but I think the longer this game goes, with a Yve, a Uranus, as well as a Beatrix, the late game is definitely in the hands of Geek Fam, provided that they actually get there and they execute properly in that late game. So far, Renvi, with his advantage, is able to actually open up the map and be some measure of security for the side of Geek Fam, so very well played by him, but Aura instantly starts pressuring for that purple buff yet again.
Yeah, there you go, Renvi in the midst of it all. It's going to be Fluffy dealing so much damage, popping away the regeneration High, going in for the falling star moon. Nope, it's just a zone away. Goes in for the purple buff, but that is the tier 1 in the mid lane, taking down Rupture. Trying to do what he can right now, but it's going to be Godiva going in. Vince gets caught, but it's an all-out fight right there as Rupture goes for the pickoff onto Godiva. Real world manipulation just shutting him down as Fluffy goes for the trade onto Renvi. But right now, it's actually going to be Snipes Kabuki right there with a torn apart memory, picking up another kill. But again, the objective conversion from the side of Aura Fire has been on point. Yes, kills-wise, Geek Fam are leading, but it doesn't matter. Objectives, 3 turrets to none, 3 turtles to none.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to mention. Aura Fire, even though they are leading in terms of kills, they are able to convert it into objective like Mirko mentioned. And something that we like to highlight is that the Hayabusa, Julian on this Hayabusa, he's trying to do what he can, right? He was trying to pressure the top lane as well because he understands that when it comes down to a team fight, they don't really have the upper hand because of how far off they are. And now with a 5,000 gold lead, what do they have in advantage of Geek Fam here? But before that, ooh.
Yeah, a desperate move coming in. Oh my god, I thought the Snipes was able to get that, but it's going to be Renvi in the midst of it all. Pops the Consecration to get out. But Aura Fire, again, the progress, Arashi. Every single week, we started off with the crazy, chaotic one. Then we moved into controlled chaos, and now it feels like they're EVO's Legends back in Season 7. Objective, back up. And there you go. They just grabbed the Lord like you guys can grab food right now with the MPL ID XGRAB promo code. 50% off of your order, but you can go ahead and scan the QR code as well. Eterna, Fluffy going in onto Renvi, no respect.
Yep, no respect at all. I think at this point, any member from the side of Aura Fire can actually pose a huge threat for any member. Renvi, one of the tankier members of the team right now, getting quite low.
That is a misplay by Julian. He clicked on the Shadow Kill, but it was onto the minions as Fluffy was able to juke out of that Quad Shadow. Aura Fire now looking for that engage once more. Rupture, trying to tank it away, but it's all just a bait for the Lord to step into that turret. Technically, if we're talking about Aura Fire, their siege potential is lacking because they only have one ranged member that can actually hit onto the turrets, but tier 2 mid lane is going to be the tier 2 in the bottom side as well with the map control, and it's been the name of the game so far, Eterna.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm actually quite surprised because I feel like when it comes down to composition, Geek Fam has a lot of high ground. So when it comes to sieges, I thought they would have the upper hand, but Aura Fire with the CC potential coming in from Godiva has just been super on point. And that steal is just so disrespectful to Julian. I mean, this is getting way more personal than I thought.
Well, that's the disadvantage if you actually have a level disadvantage in the jungle, right? Hai can just use that higher level advantage to just steal everything from the side of Julian. So for now, big play made by Rupture.
Yeah, Rupture with the way the Dragon Julian coming in, but the damage is non-existent. Geek Fam have tried to be proactive, but they're going to be punished in the end. Quad Shadow defensively from Julian. They went in for a pick, the way the Dragon, the Shadow Kill, even the real world manipulation, but it didn't get them anything. It's them traded off the board. 8,000 gold lead for Aura Fire.
Yeah, the damage wasn't there, the utility wasn't there, and the gold lead just keeps on increasing. And I think that is part of the reason why we couldn't feel the significance of the composition coming in from Geek Fam, because on paper, without this gold difference, Geek Fam has a very strong lineup. But man, 9,000 behind. Is this huge, Arashi?
Well, this is pretty massive, honestly, because again, we saw at 10 minutes-ish is where we saw Vince actually get the Ice Queen's wand, one of the core items for a Yve, right? So here they have the high ground, but never mind.
They went in, put all their resources on the one member, and there you go. Hai jumps in with a falling star moon onto 4 members. He takes the entirety of that Shadow Kill and baits every single resource from Geek Fam. It only tickles him at this point. An 8.5k gold lead. They played this game extraordinarily well with the wave manipulation as well, and there you have it. Free Enhanced Lord for Aura Fire. Geek Fam, they need to make a desperate play. They need to go for the force here, because if not,
Fluffy.
it's just going to be the siege. Fluffy, the back lines, he completely demolishes them as he's going to be able to pick up 1 kill on the board. He's trying to recall right now, but damage will be enough for the side of Aura Fire. Maybe I'm wrong though, is the way the Dragon brings him away, and Fluffy, he's still managing to survive. In the end, Vince picks up the kill, but it's traded for what? For an Enhanced Lord. If it was just a 1-for-1, it would have been so worth it for Geek Fam, but it is the Beatrix taken down as well.
Yeah, and if we take a look at the real-time win probability presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series, 65% for the side of Aura Fire. And this definitely makes sense. A 9,000 gold lead. They have all the objectives on the board. If we take a look, 0 Tower, 0 Lord, 0 Turtles for the side of Geek Fam. They have not landed a single objective whatsoever here in the 13th minute of this game. And Aura Fire, they just have been playing this perfectly. The setup is definitely there, being able to bait all those resources just before the Lord spawns. And now it's just going to be an Enhanced Lord free for the side of Aura Fire.
It is 13 minutes though, so there's a lot of the high ground damage, as you mentioned earlier, Eterna, for the side of Geek Fam. But this is an Enhanced Lord. It will crash to the turret. And now, Geek Fam just have to make sure that they don't get picked off. Randy even gets chunked down really, really low.
He's actually saving his Consecration for some reason. Again, in the mid lane, it's going to be completely just chunked down. Rupture has no way to get into that back line. Mid lane, base turret taking down Renvi, trying to tank, trying to zone the members away. But again, it's just too much. Nibiru's Passion also going to be popped by Xuan. But Godiva now with the Tyrant's Rage. Just like that, he is able to zone away Geek Fam. Vince, no way he can pop up the real world manipulation with the amount of CC that Aura Fire has. And that's just a clean sweep. There you go. Rupture goes in for some damage, but instantly the torn apart memory will be able to snipe him under the base. Now with the concealed pop, they might be looking for another play as Julian goes in for the retribution. He is not going to be able to get away. Godiva with the flicker and the Tyrant's Rage will be able to pick up the kill. And there you have it once more. Julian living, but the base taken down. Aura Fire leads the series 1-0.
Yeah, and in that last team fight, that was exactly like you mentioned, Miracle. All the team members were doing their own thing, but eventually the goal is still the same. They were able to get this turret, and they were able to win this 1-0 clean sweep. A very one-sided victory as well, if we took a look at the objectives that Geek Fam were able to obtain, which was none.
That was completely one-sided, man. I mean, in the early game, you did see that Geek Fam has a bit of advantage as far as the number of kills they got in the early game. But the thing is, most of those kills were onto Godiva, and that is the guy that's supposed to fall, you know? And in exchange for all those kills, it's all the objectives being collected again and again by Aura. And I think that's partially due to how aggressively Aura is able to post up on the jungle. I mean, Hai was really in no danger at all in the whole game, I feel like. At one point, he went in 1v4. It took Geek Fam forever to whittle down his health bar. And even afterwards, he had the Ice Queen Truncheon, the Winter Truncheon, and it just like denied all the burst damage. So they were put in a difficult spot, and they really just had to survive in the early game. I think they just lost